Woman marries into a wealthy family in just 12 hours to kill her husband's family, but she wasn't treated like a murderer. Instead, she was protected by the police, prepared to inherit hundreds of millions of dollars. It turns out her husband's family made a fortune from board games. Whenever a new member was added to the family, a board game tournament had to be held. He had to pass the tournament to become a family member. Before the wedding, the husband kindly advised his wife Lisa, if she regretted it now, there was still a chance of getting out of here alive. Lisa thought her husband was playing a joke on her. She didn't take it seriously. They then gave Lisa a box and asked him to draw one at random from it. Lisa drew a game of hide and seek. The husband was instantly dumbfounded. The father-in-law told him, "You only have 10 minutes to hide. We will turn off the camera during the game. No outside forces will be used to find you, as long as you can hide until after dawn. Then you have won." Lisa doesn't take it seriously. Instead, she's wandering around at her leisure. To match her husband's family, he found a random place to go in. Here the eunuch handed out the weapons. They were all real weapons. It turns out, the husband's family had made a deal with the devil for a board game. It just so happened that Lisa had won the betting game of hide and seek. Lisa was the second to win in 1,000 years. The first was her husband's aunt's husband, and they had to kill Lisa before dawn, or else at dawn, everyone would defend themselves. After 10 minutes of hiding, Lisa, feeling a bit bored, he came out of the house. Suddenly he hears the sound of the family nanny. He hides in the corner to check. A hand pulls him in. It turned out to be his husband. The husband told him to run for his life, and told him what had happened. At that moment a shot rang out across the room. Lisa looked into the room. She saw that the nanny had been shot in the head. Lisa realized that her husband hadn't been joking with her. Then her husband took Lisa into a secret passage to get her out of the house, only to find that all the doors to the house were locked. Now she had to go to the police station. To open the door, he told Lisa to go down the passage to the kitchen. Once he had unlocked the door, and he could get out. But when Lisa got to the end of the passage, he found 2 doors. He pushed open one at random. He ran into a group of eunuchs. Lisa turned around to escape, but her husband's sister was in the way. Luckily, the sister was a bit disoriented. The weapons all missed. Lisa took the opportunity to slip into the billiard room. She picked up the phone to call the police, only to find the phone cut off the signal. That's when her husband's brother walked in. But he didn't just kill Lisa. Instead, he told him to run away for a minute. When the time was up, then he killed Lisa. By the time the father-in-law arrived, Lisa had already escaped. Here Lisa no longer chose to hide. She ran into the living room, grabbed the weapon hanging on the wall, ready to fight back and escape. Her husband arrived at the guard's room, but he couldn't find the switch for the lock. Lisa saw that the door was not moving. She was about to take her weapon and blow it open, but no matter what the trigger did, it wouldn't budge. Suddenly there were footsteps outside. Lisa ducked down immediately. Then, when the butler's back was turned, Lisa threatened the butler with her weapon to get him to let her go. Here the butler was not afraid, because the gun in Lisa's hand was a fake. Lisa picked up a plate from the side and smashed it over the butler's head. She quickly fled the kitchen. Then the butler told the eunuchs. He told them to guard the door. Lisa must not be allowed to escape. Unaware that Lisa was listening to their plans, Lisa came into the garden before they could. She came into the garden. She found the gate guarded. She had to hide in the stables. When her husband's nephew came in, Lisa let go of her suspense. The next thing she knew, her nephew had taken up his weapon. He shot Lisa through the palm of her hand. Lisa immediately got up and knocked her nephew unconscious. She was about to get up and run away, but tripped over a log and fell into the cellar of the stable. By the time Lisa came to her senses, she found herself surrounded by skeletal figures. Eventually Lisa managed to crawl out through the pane. Just when he thought he was about to be freed, the steward followed in his car. He grabbed Lisa. He was about to shoot her. Instead, Lisa strangled her. Lisa is driving away at speed, but before she had gone 100 meters, the car was locked by the eunuch. Lisa is trapped inside. In desperation, Lisa's housekeeper caught up with her. She smashed the glass and gave Lisa a shot of anesthetic. She was about to take Lisa back. She told her father-in-law the good news. As a result, Lisa woke up from the pain in her body. He kicked the housekeeper in the head. The car went out of control and into the woods. Lisa climbed out of the car, only to find that her husband's brother had arrived early. This time he didn't let Lisa go. He knocked him out straight away. When Lisa woke up again, found herself tied to a disc. The eunuchs were passing a potion to each other. Just as the eunuch was about to kill Lisa, all of them spat blood, except for her husband's brother, who was all right. It turned out that the brother had disliked the rules of the house and had poisoned the wine. To the brother's surprise, his wife did not drink either. She took the gun and questioned him whether he was in love with Lisa. Why did he save someone who didn't matter? She then shot and killed her husband. Then Lisa grabbed her weapon. She took out her sister-in-law when Lisa was about to run away again, but she was stopped by her mother-in-law. She pinned him to the ground. She was about to strangle Lisa with her hands. When her life was at stake, Lisa hit her head against her mother-in-law. She then grabbed a box and smashed her to death. The husband saw the scene. The husband walks up to his wife and pretends to comfort her. He waited for Lisa to let her guard down. He suddenly strangles her, and so Lisa is once again tied to the disc. The aunt hands the knife to her nephew. The aunt hands her nephew the knife, and tells him to finish off his wife. Just as her husband stabs her with the knife, Lisa used all her strength to avoid the heart. She broke free in the confusion. The aunt opened the curtains to see, and found that it was already dawn. The aunt couldn't think about it. He had to take Lisa down to be buried with him. The next moment, the aunt blew herself up, and then one after another. Everyone blew themselves up, except for himself and his husband. The husband knew that if he didn't want to die, he had to be with Lisa forever. But in the face of a husband who betrayed her, Lisa wasn't going to stay together. She took off her wedding ring, and he explodes. Finally, Lisa walked out of the villa, sitting on the floor waiting for the police to save her, to inherit hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's the end of the film. Are you ready for the film? It's a dark horror film. The whole film is in the style of American horror film style, not as scary as Japanese and Korean horror films. It's full of gore and violence. Make sure you get your friends to watch it with you.